season, almost twice as many as the last 2 years. And you see it was just 1 year ago. The impossible went down here at TBA. As Vandy pulled off the upset, their first win in school history here against the Lady Vols. Opening tap underway. Tennessee in the pink uniforms. Entering the Lake K Yao underway, in the first shot missed by Davis. A putback off the mark by Tamari Key, and she'll shoot 2.
I like the strategy from the Lady Vols. Right off the tip, attack the paint, get in there. We've talked a lot about their size. This is the tallest team in the SEC. It is time to flex.
Foul's called against Fasoula. That's her first. One more for Key. 8 seconds in. I mean, hard to believe. 22 days away from Selection Monday. It's going to be here before you know it. Regular season comes to a close a week from today. Starting 5 for Vanderbilt, decimated by injuries this season. 54 games have been lost due to injuries, including the most recent Kiara Pearl, lost for the season after tearing her ACL in the second half against Missouri on Thursday night.
I mean, you think about the amount of impact players that Vanderbilt has lost this year. Brene Alexander, their leading scorer, on Thanksgiving Day, she's out with her Achilles. Then you've got 2 or 3 more now with knee injuries. Yet, you know, Vanderbilt looking at a 500 season right now overall, 3-10 in the SEC. You understand what kind of beast that is. You look at the Tennessee starting lineup. We talked about the heights. Ray Burrell now on her 5th or 6th consecutive start.
Brown off the mark. A rebound will be tracked down by Burrell, who turns it over. Coy Love in transition. 2-on-2, a little shake and bake. Tapped out. It'll stay with the Commodores. Lady Vols started 8-1 in SEC play. Since then, it's been a little bit of a different story. The schedule got a lot more difficult, obviously. So that's a big part of that conversation. Losses to teams like South Carolina and Mississippi State. It happens.
Basically 5 ranked teams right in a row. But, you know, for Tennessee and historically, the program, that's not been a big deal because they've always been the higher ranked team. You know, this year, they've been trying to maneuver their way with a new coach and a new system. You know, these are players that Coach Harper did not recruit. And she's making the most out of it, and they're figuring out their way and their toughness. I love Burrell in the starting lineup. I think that's right where she belongs. She's been a nice addition to not only the offense, but overall the hustle, the defense, the little plays, 50-50 balls. That's what's going to get you into the tournament.
You saw those 5 consecutive losses in the SEC, tying a program record. We were here a week ago for the loss against Texas A&M, and Kennedy Carter was phenomenal in her return from the ankle injury. And A&M may be a team that's good enough to win the SEC tournament down in Greenville, South Carolina, for all that we know. So, again, no shame there. The schedule has been tough.
Yeah. And this season, just the way that South Carolina has dominated teams inside and outside of the SEC. Massengill misses on that 3. You know, South Carolina is big. They've got terrific experience at the guard position. You've got a coach who's already won a national championship and knows what it takes to get there.
Chelsea Hall, side rim. Love couldn't spot the board. Finally claimed by Key, who was quickly tied up, and that'll give it back to the Commodores. So a 1-0 start. 2 minutes in. Are you ready for Selection Monday?
I can't believe you just said the regular season ends next Monday.
I mean,
it does?
It's done. It's done.
That was fast.
Yes. SEC tournament starts on March 4th. There's Cambridge with a bounce pass. And the high arcing shot was bothered, and a foul was called. That'll put Fasoula at the strike.
You know, Vanderbilt, you have to try to find pockets of open spots in between Tennessee's defense, who is 2nd in the country in blocking shots. So a great job there to draw the foul, get yourself to the free throw line, give yourself some easy buckets.
Tied at 1, Fasoula. 59% at the line this season. Gives Vanderbilt its first advantage. 5,500 pink shirts handed out. Played for K contest today.
Good move by Massengill. Get right into the middle of the lane.
Key on the putback.
I like that. But you see Massengill kind of shaking her head. She did a great move, Roy, by exploiting the paint, getting right by that logo. But the fadeaway was not necessary. She could have turned that into a layup.
Hall turns it over, 2-on-2. And stolen back by Jordan Cambridge.
Well, this is what Stephanie White talked to us in the pregame about. Vanderbilt is looking to generate points off their defense. They are so stingy and good on-ball defenders. Can they turn those turnovers into points? These are big.
And Burrell was fouled by Love. That's her first, third team foul.
You see Stephanie White just saying, hey, give her some space. No need to foul anybody 50-plus feet away from the basket. Vanderbilt doesn't have a whole lot of numbers and bodies to work with.
We talked extensively with Coach White this morning. One of the questions we asked her, in a year in which you've lost so many players due to injury, but yet you've also doubled your win total from last season. There's a lot happening there. How would you best describe what's taking place as the Lady Vols were found once again? And she said, well, it's a transformation in terms of culture. It's a building process, and we're doing it one block at a time. So we've made improvements, obviously. The results speak for themselves, but we still have a long ways to go as we continue to turn over our roster and bring in our kinds of players.
Yep. And she hit it right on the head. I mean, Vanderbilt is about a culture. It's a team that, you know, hasn't had much relevance in the women's basketball world for a while. So you bring in head coach Stephanie White, who has national championship experience, WNBA coaching experience, and knows how to win games. So you're going to a university that has very high academic standards, and you're trying to build a basketball program based around that. And those things aren't always easy to do. So you're trying to find the right fits for your team, your style, the academics, all of those high demanding things. Oh, and by the way, try to go out and win in the SEC.
That sounds like a piece of cake.
You know.
Easy.
You better pay your girl if you're going to do that. I'm not taking on that stress.
Key has all 4 Lady Vol points. Vanderbilt has 4 fouls and no field goals at this juncture. And Davis in transition, the easy 2.
I like the decision. You know, simple jab step, ball fake, let the defense go by you. And we talk about this a lot. Well, just simple plays in basketball. There's so much out there, like on these highlight tapes and the mixtapes. It gets on my nerves. Like make the simple plays here based off your defense. Good steal by Massengill. Now you got a simple 2-on-2 break here. What are you going to do? Get a little space. Now, had Coy Love taken some more of that contact, she possibly could have gotten a charge.
Well, Love already picked up that first personal. Vanderbilt can't afford to have her sit for the remaining portion of this first quarter with 2 fouls. And a traveling violation. Ray Burrell started the last 4 games, make it 5 after today. And she's been a nice spark for head coach Kelly Harper.
Yeah, Ray Burrell puts up big points against ranked teams. Her 20 or more she had against Mississippi State, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. I just think it's a great move to try to infuse some life and offense into your starting lineup. You see what she did Thursday on 8 of 13 shooting.
I need to apologize to Mike Neighbors, too, because I left his Arkansas club off that list of top 25 teams that Tennessee's had to battle here in the last couple of weeks. And if you watch that game back on Thursday night, Razorbacks awfully impressive. They can shoot the 3, and they're going to be a tough out in Greenville and then later on in the dance itself.
Everywhere. And you know Coach Neighbors is the kind of guy that doesn't forget anything. He's pretty intelligent. So
that's why I said
that. Yeah, man. You're in trouble now.
4th turnover for Vanderbilt and a good start for Tennessee here at home. Coy Love will check out, and in for the first time, Lily Carter. Yeah, I'm making sure I got all my bases covered in 2020. Okay, that's just how we operate. Yeah,
bases covered.
Yes.
You see how high out that Vanderbilt defense extends. Tennessee always going to try to work it, see if they can get something off the drive. I mean, Davis could create her shot whenever she wants.
Jada McCoy checks in, 15 in pink for Tennessee. Expected to have an increased role here today as Davis launches off the mark and the rebound. Fasoula. Commodores need a bucket. Off glass is Cambridge. She'll head to the line. So the Commodores start this one 0 for 8 from the floor. A couple couple of free throws, and that's it halfway through the first.
Well, you see how difficult it's been for them to try to get entry passes to the wings, drive to the paint. And this is where Tennessee's size really affects you, because you've got 5'8", 5'9" guards trying to get themselves free for an open shot. The length of the Tennessee guards plus the blocking really abilities of the post players. It's the second best team in the country for blocking shots. It's not easy to get a clean look.
So I hear you talk about the Lady Vols in that manner. It would make me believe get into the tournament, and there's going to be some tough matchups for whoever has to face off against this program. And I mean, that's not uncommon, but I think this year, some young talent, and then the size, particularly with Key and her emergence as a freshman, as a rim protector.
Yep.
You could do some damage, perhaps.
Ready now in a 2-3 zone.
Quick trigger on the three by Lou Brown. Davis gets it back and turns it over, trying to spot Horston, who then promptly lost the handle. 6-3 our score. First time out. ESPN's exclusive presentation. Shoe. LSU right now in the RPI is number 26.
Yeah.
So you're lacking that top 25 RPI win. And that's something that probably needs to change, if possible, between now and Selection Monday in 22 days.
The best thing you can do is just win, right? Then there's no conversation if you're in or out of the tournament. But what's helping Tennessee this year, the most this year, is the fact that you're looking at, the bottom half of the SEC just isn't that strong. You've got teams with no wins in the SEC, 3 wins, 4 wins. So for Tennessee, they are the benefit of teams below them not having great seasons in this. So therefore, you've got Tennessee with still brand and name power. You think about the Lady Vols; they've never missed a tournament. So,
that matters, right?
Yeah,
that matters.
I mean, look, I've never been in the room when those selections are made, but I'm sorry, but as a human being, you cannot tell me that there's some part of that plays into, hey, we've got these 5 teams left, 4 of them will go, or 1 of them will go, Tennessee's in it. Yeah, they're going to put them in the tournament. It's
a subconscious thing. It's not something that you can quantify with a metric, and there's the first field goal for Vanderbilt, Chelsea Hall. That'll make it 7-5. So, I know people like to overanalyze, trying to figure out what the committee's thinking.
Well, this means maybe another mid-major school is going to get it. Like, no, probably not. Probably not. This is Tennessee. This is the SEC. You want big brand names when it comes to tournament time.
Lou Brown on the putback, and she'll shoot 2. The grad transfer from Washington State. Set out last season with the knee injury. And now he's given Kelly Harper a nice offensive boost this campaign. I think that's a fun conversation to have.
Yeah.
Knocking on the front door of March, because when you think about it too, and don't forget about Big Monday, starting with a big matchup between 2 of the top teams in the ACC. Number 11 Louisville's in Tallahassee to take on 8th-ranked FSU. The Noles haven't lost a home game in like 17 years. That one starts at 7 Eastern. Then a huge one for number 3 KU. They host Oklahoma State at Allen Fieldhouse. Fresh off the win in Waco yesterday against the number 1 ranked Baylor Bears. That's at 9 Eastern, and of course both games on ESPN.
Man, Florida State, the Ville. Oh, it's going to be popping at the Yum Center.
Jordan Horston in transition, a chance for 3. And the foul call against Caleb Smith, that's her first. But just putting a wrap on that, if you leave the Lady Vols out of the tournament, it'll be the first time it's ever happened.
It ain't going to happen. There's no way. Look at this take by Horston. Splits the defense, and I love, even through contact, keeps her eyes on the rim. That's a nice step through. And yeah, you got to get outside the circle if you're going to try to take a charge.
Smith, the freshman from West Palm Beach. Horston, one of the top recruits in the country a year ago. 3 the hard way, extending the Lady Vols' advantage to 7, their largest. So, I mean, if you're a committee member, it comes down to the last couple of votes. You're thinking, if I vote no, this team doesn't make it in for the first time ever.
You can't be the one.
Well, I mean, you could be, but that's just tough to do.
I don't know. I'm just so excited about the tournament this year. It's so up in the air, and you've got people debating now over number 1 seeds, and South Carolina, are they the best overall? Is it Baylor? Is it Oregon? Who's going to get the 4th number 1 seed? And there's so much parity in the game this year. This is what we've been waiting for. Nice pass.
Cambridge off the mark. And the putback rolls in.
You just had three Tennessee players could have grabbed the ball. Instead, they tip it back out to a Vanderbilt player. Two hands.
And we gave you the first tease for Big Monday tomorrow. There's also a pretty big game on the women's side between Oregon and Stanford, 3 versus 4. Horston inside. Nice cut, brilliant pass, and a great finish.
That's when Horston's at her best. You know, she's a player who moves really well, actually, without the basketball.
Stanford and Oregon. Sabrina, 9 rebounds shy of 1,000 for her career. And the 2-1-1K we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks appears to be a virtual certainty at this point. But that game, the Pac-12 in general this year, playing some outstanding hoops.
Yep, you got a lot of great teams in the Pac-12. So I think they will steal more bids in the NCAA tournament. And not a lot of players, or I should say people, get a chance to see Pac-12 basketball. But I'm telling you, it's pretty competitive out there.
Burrell off the mark. Davis off as well. And between 4 Vandy defenders, connects.
Tennessee out rebounding Vanderbilt right now, doubling up on them, and you've got 8 offensive rebounds. That's one of the biggest problems for Vandy, is just trying to keep them off the boards.
Foul inside called against Jaden McCoy. That's her first. Yeah, I do like comparing resumes. I do like looking at conference resumes and who's had a good year, who's had a great year like the Pac-12, who hasn't. This is the time of year where we do that, and we pay extra special close attention to Charlie Cream, who's one of our favorite personalities at ESPN this time of year. Fasoula connects on Vanderbilt's 3rd made field goal in a row after a slow start.
Yeah, Fasoula had some words for her teammates just about the placement of the passing of the ball. She needs it in a better spot. It's good defense by Fasoula to body up. She's a Greek national team member, so she's got some experience playing at the next level.
Bloodlines are there. Her dad, of course, one of the top players ever out of that country. Here's Burrell. Approaching a minute to play in the first. Good start for the Lady Vols at home. Horston. Saved by Burrell. And off the crossover, she was tied up. It'll stay with Tennessee.
Great read by Jordan Cambridge there. She read exactly where the ball was going to come, and that's where the stinginess comes in from the Vanderbilt guards. Their on-ball defense is excellent. Let's take a look here. Tennessee off the Jordan Horston move, and then she loses contact with the ball. And here's a swipe there. So Cambridge gets her hands on that one, and then eventually gets it in a tie-up with Burrell.
Horston, the hoop. She's got 7 points in our first quarter. The lead is 7 for the Lady Vols. And a traveling violation. Washington turns it over. Stephanie White, year number 4. 3-9 mark in the SEC this season. Told us she used to compete. She remembers it vividly against Kelly Harper back in their AAU days. Horston, in and out. Burrell in the offensive glass, double teamed and missed it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more of those stories, because these are 2 of the more competitive women that you will see in the game, and it's so awesome to see them in head coaching spots. Young women coaching major programs. Good take by Burrell, too. She's had some aggressive play in this quarter, just hasn't.
Funds raised will go to women's cancer research. Hard to believe the inception of the K-Yow Cancer Fund back in 2007. It's been more than 13 years, and since then, it's raised more than $7.7 million.
And I love how it brings so many stories and families, fans together. Davis took it strong to the hole, but you've got survivors who are able to stand up in the building and be recognized, and how many families and the players' lives have been affected and who they play for. You see all the time players writing names of family members on their shoes, so there's always more to that. So it's certainly a disease that it doesn't discriminate. It affects everybody. So the more that at least we can get involved and get people to donate, the better. It's great. Also too that it's around a theme. Of course the pink is a big deal. Showing out. I like Tennessee's uniforms. The staff came through with it today. They all decided on the hot fuchsia pink. It was a team call. When are we going to see your bright pink jacket? These days, you got it?
3 to shoot. And that one shoved out of bounds, 2 on the shot clock. I don't own the bright pink.
I do not either.
That's just me. I do have the tie.
Ooh, that'd have been good. We'll have to coordinate better. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Everybody's like with it. Uniforms look great. It's a nice show of solidarity.
McCoy on the inbounds. Was open, missed it. And Mariella Fasoula tied up. It'll stay on this end.
I'm a little surprised that wasn't an over the back call. It really felt that way. Look, another look. Well, initially, no, but then Key really ties up with Fasoula.
Is that a foul?
Yeah. Looks like over a back call to me. I can see why Coach White got so heated off the bench.
Michael McConnell, Timothy Daly, Laura Morris, our veteran officiating crew this afternoon. Horston off glass, give her 9 so far. I
was just going to say 14 points in the paint so far today for Tennessee. This is exactly what they needed to get back on track.
And that was going to be my point. You love the fact they're making a conscious effort to get it inside to the bigs.
Yeah. You do not need to settle for 3-point shots if you're Tennessee. You're the biggest team in the league. Work it down inside. You got terrific guards who can give you something off the bounce too. See Davis posting up there on Hall. That's a great lineup. I like that matchup there. Jordan Horston, the freshman, done some good things today. A lot of hustle plays. Done very well moving without the ball. And then when she gets around the rim, Roy, she's so good at locking in on that rim. And that's a little thing that players need to understand. When they're trying to get at the rim and score, you got to keep your head up.
Davis inside, missed it from point blank range. Coy lob probing. Was fouled in the process by Massengill. Well, Jordan Horston, go back to her freshman year in high school, she grew 6 inches.
Yeah, that's right.
Basically in less than a year. And you can imagine what kind of change that brings about, but certainly made her and helped create her legacy as one of the top prospects in the country when she signed here with UT. She ran cross country, played softball, also played tennis in high school, which I love. You love everybody that sticks with multiple sports as opposed to just focusing in on one thing, because I think it assists in athleticism, lateral quickness, all these intangibles.
Hand-eye coordination, all kind of transferable skills. Mental toughness, especially with tennis. It's just you, the ball, and the opponent out there. You don't have teammates to count on.
Horston, great vision. Davis.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, growing 6 inches. Can you imagine the growing pains? How
can't.
Bad her legs hurt?
That never happened to me. So I have no idea.
I grew 6 inches, but in high school, total.
Love the runner, in and out. She'll chase it down for a fresh 20. Yeah, don't ask me about growth spurts. The foul. We'll put Chambers at the stripe. Check that Cambridge on the penetration.
We'll have to ask Jordan Horston about that next time we see her. But here's her in the fast break. This is why you bring her in as an All-American, because you've got a good wing player who could give you that quick flip of a pass. The vision is there. And so as she works on the skill set of her game, utilizing her size, her quickness, her athleticism, and as you mentioned, a multi-sport player, I wish that we saw more of that in today's younger athlete, and I think it started to get more exclusive as I was coming up. So I had to decide at one point between tennis and soccer, basketball, softball. Like, my mom got tired of driving me to every single practice, so she goes, pick 3.
Deb, I don't blame you one bit, by the way.
She got tired of me. A lot of energy.
(24-18), 3 minutes into our second quarter.
Nia Davis needing someone like Horston who can do the same things that she can do, capable of drawing attention. She's a threat. She can attack. She can pull up. She can go get the rebound. And now you allow other players to move freely. You've got 2 primary scorers out there. When Burrell's in there, she's another one. And Coach Harper's got some very dangerous pieces in place, and coaching the young freshman there in Key, who's going to be a fantastic add to this roster.
Now, Horston double figures just once in her last 5 games. 1 more free throw, she'll reach that mark again. So I don't know if that's the freshman wall But a lot of times you talk to players this time of year, and you hear a lot about that from their coaches, the first-year players.
Yeah.
Horst now in double figures today with 10. It's like you got to bust it down, break through it.
That's what you're going to get, Lady Vols fans, for the next 4 years.
Boy, she got smacked upside the head by her freshman teammate, Jordan Horston, in the process.
Don't give my girl a concussion now.
Oh, watch this, coming in late.
Oh, yeah. That's going to make the rounds on social media.
Key, the rebound. Horston. And Brown with the board. 25-18. Horston now with 12. And Stephanie White has seen enough. She'll call a timeout.
Yeah.
Always great, Brick. Always break. And certainly we welcome you back here to Knoxville and an updated look at the ESPN 2020 WNBA mock draft. Sabrina, no surprise there at the very top. And we saw Kennedy Carter last week here in this arena, and she was impressive coming off the sprained ankle.
Yes, she's definitely a top 5 pick. And, of course, Satu Sabali announcing her early departure out of Oregon. So 3 of the top 5 picks are in your starting lineup at Oregon. And people wonder, certain people wonder why I pick Oregon to win the national championship. Duh. Come on, you got experience. You got one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. Not women's, not men's, the game in Sabrina Ionescu. Tune into this tournament. This is going to be something so special. And you think about, Satu announcing her departure for the WNBA. Sabrina coming back for her senior year.
You were good with Satu making that announcement, right?
Yeah, I think it's a great move, and I think it gives them so much more to play for this year. And of course, you've got the tie-in from Kobe Bryant and Gigi to the Oregon program and how close he and Sabrina were. So, to me, it's a done deal.
That's powerful. I've been on the South Carolina bandwagon ever since they gave up just 2 points in the first half to Ole Miss. I just think Dawn Staley's team locked down defensively. They have enough talent. Kind of reminds me of the team that won it all just a few years ago.
We heard Rebecca, too, talking about the struggle that Jordan Horston has had, and today coming through just a lot better. I mean, in the past couple games, shooting 20%, 30%, 25, 27. And against Arkansas, started to break out 22 minutes, but was 4 of 7. So there you go, getting almost double digits on the board. You got 9 points, but look at her today. The body language is strong. She's attacking the rim. She's engaged in this game and giving Renaya Davis a lot of relief.
The freshman wall has been torn down. In and out, back in for Brown.
And you describe it well, because it's a wall. You hit this wall, you're tired, your legs hurt, school's probably difficult, you're away from your family, you're just trying to figure it out. And then you find that next level. And that's what we're seeing from Jordan Horston today.
Let's go!
Yeah, yeah! Ooh, that was nice. Spin cycle. Yeah, this is a breakout moment. Didn't give it away at all against a good defender from Vanderbilt.
Largest lead for the Lady Vols. Jordan Horston now with 14 points, just 6 short of her career high of 20. And what a start it has been for the first-year player and former 5-star guard. Last made field goal for Vanderbilt about 3 minutes ago. The Commodores need some offense in a hurry. Brooke Weisbrod, Roy Philpott, halfway through our second quarter. Here's Chelsea Hall baseline. Chambers. They ran out of time.
Chambers had the shot. She had the shot on the wing. And remember talking to Stephanie White this morning in shoot-around, she said, my players have to understand when they catch the ball, they don't have time to read and react. You got to shoot it when you get an open pocket. It's not going to take Tennessee long to close out.
12-2 run for Tennessee. Make it 12-2. Davis off the mark. Thought that one was going down. It did not. Chambers can check that. Cambridge lost it out of bounds. Chambers out, and Smith checks in for the Doors.
You notice when you watch Tennessee's offense, they've been able to generate off a lot of free play. You haven't seen many sets, a ton of quarter-court offensive moves. They've been able to just create off the screen and roll and the athleticism of their guards. Nice set inside to Kitawash. Get called for the charge.
Kush Kitawash trying to find her rhythm from earlier in this season, has struggled the last couple of games.
I would agree. Body contact there. Great job by Smith at selling the call. Now, had she not fallen down, that would have not been called a charge. Certainly body to body there. It's just, I struggle with that because you want to see post players get physical in the paint. Good setup to get a charge.
Coy Love was stripped. Love still scoreless. She's missed all 9 of her field goal attempts. Leading scorer for Vanderbilt, struggling here on the road.
Okay, I like this decision right now. Davis could have easily pulled up and taken that 3. I think early in the season we would have seen that from her, but instead she waved them off and said, no, let's regenerate the offense. Let's get a better shot. That's growth. She's still going to take the 3 anyways, though.
Burrell off the mark, missed the chippy.
It's the 4th or 5th time we've seen Tennessee miss these bunny shots. Now, it might not be a big deal today, but I can tell you Coach Harper is thinking about that right now and thinking about the offensive glass.
Kaylin Smith with a putback, 32-20.
Defensive rebounding is going to be big for Tennessee in the tournament.
Burrell left open, loads one up from downtown. I mean, give me a taste of what you're expecting in Greenville starting on March 4th, because South Carolina, Texas A&M, Mississippi State,
Kentucky.
Yes.
Arkansas.
Yes.
The underdog, the LSU Tigers, who nobody wants to play because they are the top 25 killers out there. Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a competitive tournament. So, I mean, if you had me place finalists today, ooh, it would be kind of tough. But I'm going to go with South Carolina and A&M. I feel like that's going to be our SEC championship. That's what we're going to look at. I think Tennessee is going to make it to the semifinals and get themselves comfortably in position to make the NCAA tournament. I think Arkansas is another tough team to look out for. Kentucky, of course, with Ryan Howard. Ooh, SEC is, the top half of the SEC is very, very good this year.
Arkansas is the one team I would circle and suggest with their three-point shooters.
Yes.
If they get hot, they could easily make a run to the championship. And, oh, by the way, that's another check mark in favor of Mike Neighbors, who's done a great job resurrecting the Razorbacks program.
And it's such a different style of SEC play. You're used to speed and physicality, and Arkansas is speed and finesse and threes and shooting 7 seconds or less. So it's a different type of preparation. See Chelsea Hall hit the pull-up jump shot.
She's got 6. Lead is 11. It was Rennie off the mark, who just checked in a few minutes ago. Kush Kitawash called for another offensive foul.
Wow.
Our NBA Sunday Showcase matchup comes to you from Staples Center. Jason Tatum and the Celtics continue their 4-game post-All-Star break road trip against LeBron and the Western Conference leading Lakers. Our coverage tips the NBA Countdown, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, over on ABC. And, of course, you can watch both on the ESPN app from anywhere you may be. Kemba Walker has been ruled out in that one with a knee injury, but Celtics-Lakers, it just has the cachet that makes you want to watch.
Always. That's always a good matchup. I don't care what kind of years they're having. But I don't know if you saw it, but I do disapprove of Jason Tatum's back tattoo. It's not my favorite.
I haven't seen that, and I feel like I'm better for it.
Yeah, you're good. It's not impressive. And Stephanie White trying to look for something to be impressed about with her team's defense and scrappiness here in the second quarter. They've taken some charges. They've gotten some steals. And for their benefit, Tennessee has missed some easy shots. So they are certainly within striking distance. Especially 2 minutes left, they can make a nice little run here, bring it down to single digits.
Lady Vols 1 of 9 from downtown, just 33% from the floor so far, supporting that argument. And Hall now has 7. Chelsea Hall has dished out almost 100 assists this season. Junior out of Boca Raton, Florida. And a couple of more free throws. She has 8. The lead is 9. can see the confidence in Jordan Horston so far today.
Yeah, there's something different in her eyes. We were just here a week ago, and her stature is just so much more confident than she was last week.
Hall was tripped up. She'll head back to the line, and sometimes that's as simple as seeing the ball go in early, right?
Yeah, it's early success, and we'll have to take a look at what's going on here on the floor right now. Burrell might have taken a shot to the stomach. We'll take a look and find out what happened to her. Looked to happen on the cut inadvertently, but we'll take a close look here, and yeah, it looked like an elbow.
You may want to go back and look at that. Michael McConnell, Timothy Daly, Laura Morris. And as Hall entered the paint, the elbow shifted outward and upward.
Yep. And here's Hall. It's in her right hand. Oh, completely inadvertent to me when I watched that. I don't think that was done intentionally at all, other than just to brace yourself for the basketball play. I mean, you'd have to be pretty good at being intentionally getting somebody right in the windpipe and knock their wind out of the system. Yeah, but you see Burrell trying to catch her breath over there. That hurts.
It does hurt.
Yeah, been there. Youngest sister, two older sisters. Yeah, you bet I've been there before a few times. Probably something I said too. But what they're looking for is, of course, if it was excessive or unnecessary. And when I watch it, neither of those two things jump out to me.
Weren't you also a member of the All Trash Talk Sun Belt Conference team in Coastal Carolina?
Response team, thank you very much.
So that last sequence dignified as a basketball play. Nothing extra will be added to the original call. That means Chelsea Hall will shoot a couple of free throws.
But I think what Burrell was trying to say is, how is that a foul on her?
Right. Foul was technically called on Davis.
Got it.
So that would certainly explain that component.
Thank you for making that clear. I hadn't caught that yet.
Props to Timothy Daly for coming over and explaining to us as quickly as we did. We certainly enjoy that from our veteran officiating crew. Rennie open for a moment, and it's all net. That's what she does best. Rennie 19 for her last 30 from downtown.
Yeah, she's come on strong. 62% from three her last 16 games. That's what you got to have, that shooter to keep things honest. You've got great drivers and attackers on the wings, but a point who can shoot is a big deal.
Hall scored the last 8 for Vandy, make it 11. So Chelsea Hall catching fire, keeping Vandy right in it.
This is exactly what you would hope for if you're Stephanie White's club. Now you're within 7, under a minute left. If you get a stop here, you're going to be feeling pretty good about your team right now. This pass, not too strong, though. See where she's at. I want to teardrop that a bit more.
Tamari Key will check back in. Camera Harris goes out for the Lady Vols. Well, I like the premise there in that last sequence because, in essence, if Smith is able to connect on the layup, it's a 2-for-1 opportunity. I think we need to see more of that in all levels of basketball, but especially in the collegiate ranks. And not that that's what she was thinking in trying to initiate the fast break, but that's inevitably what it would have done.
But to me, when I watch the game, there's a lot of mismanagement with time and clock, especially going down the last second. There's just so much dribbling around the three-point line and then trying to hit some fadeaway three. They're terrible shots. Let's see what each team can do with the final possessions here.
Rennie, a rare miss. Shot clock and game clock virtually identical.
Yeah, I'm playing for the best shot here if I'm Vanderbilt. I don't necessarily need to wind it down, but it looks like they're going to play for the last shot.
There's Chelsea Hall.
Chelsea's been hot, so I'd let her take the shot. Get it back and pop it.
The pass tipped out of bounds, 7.2 remaining.
Lily Carter could have hit her right back, and she's taking a quick three. 7 seconds left, plenty of time to go in for the offensive rebound. Instead, you're catching, holding, looking, waiting for the next best shot. It's like, go. I want to see the shot go up around 4 seconds.
Cambridge. The floater. Fasoula.
Oh, boy.
And a chance for 3, and a big way to end the second quarter for Vanderbilt.
Huge. Wow, that is a big-time rebound for Fasoula. I like the shot. That's a good look at the rim. Horston unable to get the complete box out. Well, Vandy put themselves in great position now, Roy, heading into the locker room. Down just 5.
The lead was once 14.
She made it happen. You see, starting the second half here off the bench, but in great spirits, good body language over there, engaging her teammates. Been a good start today for Jordan Horston.
The importance of this matchup for the Lady Vols. Got to win to stay on the right side of Charlie Cream's bubble. That's where you want to be this time of year, and it's not easy when you're listed currently as an 11 seed. A loss means you're out of the field as it stands right now. Tennessee basketball to open our third quarter. Davis has to hurry. And chased down by Ray Burrell, who promptly turns it over. An important start here for Vanderbilt. Coy Love has been held in check. An early bucket to start the second half here. It's her first points of the night now, 1 of 10 from the floor, Brooke.
And they came from a turnover. Exactly what Stephanie White talked to us about pregame. She said, we got to create turnovers that lead to points. And that was a good pick 6 for Vanderbilt.
1 possession game. Lady Vols led by 14 at 1 point in the first half. Davis inside connects. She's now in double figures with 10.
And that's a good look because you can see the mismatch underneath. Davis so long. She's got that wingspan. Yes, she can play on the exterior, on the wing, but put her down low against a smaller guard. She's got a good post-up game.
And you wonder if Vanderbilt will be able to defend hard enough, long enough in this second half to complete a comeback after trailing by 14. And a foul called here against the Lady Vols' Ray Burrell after the turnover. So for Stephanie White's team, her 4th season in Nashville, they've yet to fall below 500 this season. They're 13-13 coming into this game today. This one important for a number of reasons, also because this is what she hopes will be a great rivalry in the years to come.
Well, this is going to be one. You just love the fact that you've got Coach Kelly Harper, Stephanie White, 2 ladies who have gone up against each other since AAU days, now coaching against each other in one of the premier leagues in women's basketball. As Tennessee with another stifling block. That was Tamari Key.
Davis couldn't get the bounce, and Hall with a rebound.
And for Vanderbilt, the third quarter has been their sweet spot this year. They are a plus 103 in points coming into this game.
Fasoula inside. Makes it a 1-possession game once again, 2 minutes into the third. Fasoula with 14 and 7. Horston on the offensive glass. Brown had it poked away by Cambridge. Now, we mentioned it back in the first quarter. The schedule down the stretch for Tennessee certainly manageable, but the issue with that being on the bubble, a loss in any one of the remaining games could prove to be detrimental as Davis took a shot in the eye.
Yeah, these games are absolutely critical for Tennessee, and sometimes you're a team that might play up to or down to, right, the level of your competition. So looking at the lower half now of the SEC and the teams that they're facing, Tennessee better realize who they are. And that's when we talk about flexing, getting big, and knowing that the name on the front of your uniform means a heck of a lot in the history of women's basketball. And you're here for that reason. You're one of the most talented players in the country, so you got to get it together.
Smith left wide open. Chance to make it a 1-point affair, couldn't do it.
And these fans are waiting to see the Tennessee angry, hungry team that they need to be, Roy, to get that bid. It's a good look. Give and go.
Passagill missed it. And a foul on the floor after Brown claimed the board. Well, the last three teams on the schedule, we mentioned certainly a manageable exit of the regular season, but the problem is the RPI for all of those programs not very high. So your best chance for a quality win on the road at Auburn next week. And the Tigers, Unique Thompson, with an RPI of 108.
And you look at those teams and you think like, wow, okay, none of these wins can really help us, but they can definitely hurt us. So you've got to be able to close these out. So like, what is the motivation for that? If, you know, players don't oftentimes really look at, okay, we've got these remaining teams on the schedule. To get into the tournament, we got to do this, right? Players are just thinking about what's the next play? Can I defend? But you've got to bring that hunger, and that's really what's been, I feel like, missing at times from this Tennessee program is attitude and that dog. Like, who's the alpha out there?
Brown is short. Keys saved it to Davis. And a foul inside. Kelly Harper can't believe it. Tamari Key picks up the personal. That's her second.
Well, Coach Harper trying to get an explanation, and that's where my eyes were on the bench, so this will be my first time getting a great look at it. And there it is right there, just a elbow on the right side. You can see from Key trying to get herself open. The official caught it. You know, it's never the initial action, right? It's always the reaction, and that's what they caught.
Spoken like a true trash talker.
Yeah, I usually would get caught. I wouldn't start it, but I would try to finish it. It wouldn't work real well. And that's Key, of course, a freshman. Find her way in the SEC, being physical, but she can feel it. You know, there's a lot of physicality down there in the paint.
Brown comes up with the steal. Lady Balls get it back, and it's all net for Renaya Davis. 12 points on the board to go along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists for Davis.
It's been a quiet offensive day for Davis, and I think that's a good thing for Tennessee because you've got other players like Horston who've had to step up, and players like Lou Brown who gives her a chance to get on the boards and get some putbacks.
The shot did all but go down for Lily Carter. Inside, a good look, and there's Davis again.
Created off of the aggressive play from Jordan Horston.
45-37. Vanderbilt now more than 2 minutes since its last points. Cambridge.
Oh!
Fasoula gets it back up and in.
Good response by Fasoula and the move by Cambridge. That was nice.
16-8 for Fasoula. Lead us back to 6, and Vanderbilt gets it back once again. .5:14 to go and a quick moving third quarter. And Stephanie White's team being the hang-around team so far today.
Yep. Last time this team was in the building, they did get the win.
1-32 here all time. That one coming last February to Brooks Point. Hall scored 11 in a row in the first half at one juncture. Cambridge, good look, and a hard foul. That'll be the second on Renaya Davis. Autumn Newby to the stripe when we come back.
Well, Renaya Davis starting to come alive here in the second half. Beautiful pull-up jump shot here, and then creating off the dribble, Jordan Horston.
Brick Weisbrod is a Coastal Carolina legend.
What?
And we should point out, it was just over a week ago. DJ Williams, a cancer survivor herself.
Yes.
Overcoming ovarian cancer, missed her first year of playing college hoops over in Conway, South Carolina. Put up 51 points in a massive victory against Troy.
I know that's
a shout out to DJ, not only for the production on the court, but the power away from the floor to fight ovarian cancer. And certainly worth an extended mention in our Play for K game this afternoon.
Well said. And you know, to say that DJ is a survivor is an understatement. You know, she's the type of person that when you walk into a room, you feel bigger because of DJ's presence. And she's just somebody that cares so deeply about her teammates and the health of that program and the love for her teammates. And I spent a week with that team in Cuba this year in August. And that is, I'm not just saying that because it's Coastal and it's my university and I'm an alumni. They are so fun to be around, and I think that's translated into a school record now. I believe it's 23 wins that the Chants are up to. So to see that and the job that Coach Jada Williams has done, like, I can't wait. I hope there's a slim possibility I could be in the stands for them to be in the conference championship at New Orleans in a couple weeks. So I'm hoping that's there. They can make some school history, but for DJ to have a 51-piece, then to follow it up with a triple-double is just remarkable.
Awesome is what it is.
Awesome.
45-40 our score. The foul was called against Jessie Redding, the Australian. And Vanderbilt head coach Stephanie White got a chance to go back-to-back here at TBA, and that has obviously never been done considering their first win ever in this facility was just 1 year ago. 1-32 all-time, Tennessee on the bubble. It's almost March.
She didn't leave the floor. The fans here wanted to travel, but her foot did not leave the floor. And a great take. Wow. I don't know how Cambridge got that ball to fall in.
Horston rejected out of bounds. Back to Vanderbilt.
Wow. Wow. And the official explaining, Laura Morris explaining to Jordan Horston the situation there. And that was just, looked to be pretty good straight-up defense here. Yeah, that did not look like a foul to me, and that was just a good play there by Fasoula. And that's where you can tell experience playing on a national team. You know, she understands how to move her body away from the guard, not get fouled.
Backdoor cut, wide open. It's a one-point game for the first time since it was 3-2 in the early stages of our first quarter.
Now, the longer that Vanderbilt hangs around, Roy, their confidence is skyrocketing right now. Now, we did mention the third quarter. They have been a stronger team, plus 100 in points. Can they continue to hold on to that as they move into the fourth quarter, or will Tennessee get big? Right now, this quarter belongs to Vandy.
The only Vanderbilt lead coming at 2-1. They'll miss an opportunity here to regain that advantage. And Kelly Harper is going to call a timeout.
No, this is one way.
For just a moment, because life in Bubbletown at times can be unkind. The good news is on the right side of the bubble as it stands right now, as an 11 seed, according to Charlie Cream, ESPN bracketologist, Lady Vols have never missed the NCAA tournament going back to all 38 seasons of said tournament. But right now, a loss would mean Tennessee would be on the wrong side of the bubble. So a lot in play in our final 13 minutes.
Are you renting or do you own in Bubbletown?
I just want to rent Bubbletown. I don't want to own property there.
You don't want to own property in Bubbletown.
No, the turnover there, you're trying to flip, you can't do it. It's not easy.
You're like Airbnb Bubbletown, like
Correct.
Just a weekend or a week. I got you.
I mean, just really a day or two, and that's it. Newbie in traffic. Offensive foul. Timothy Daly, the call baseline. Our veteran officiating crew. 14 turnovers for Vanderbilt. As Brown is slow to get up.
Man.
Another shot.
A lot of shots to the midsections today. Physical game. Ooh, and that one. Yeah, that would have been tough.
Yeah, I'm not owning property in Bubbletown.
No.
I'm getting out of there. Nobody likes that.
No.
Too much drama.
Lou Brown going to need to take another couple breaths out of this one. Yeah, that was severe impact.
Well, Brown and Burrell have now taken shots right in the stomach area. She nearly tripped up trying to get to the bench.
Well, and if I'm her teammate, that psychs me up. To think about my teammate just put her body on the line to get us a possession back and to get a foul. That's amazing. I want to do the same thing.
Davis on the turn in the bucket.
And Renaya Davis going to start locking in now. You kind of feel it from her. A big-time player. She's been awfully quiet this afternoon. Even though she's got 16 points, taken 19 shots, Roy. I think that's something that kind of surprises me. Doesn't seem like she's taken that many.
It's been in the flow of the offense or via the putback.
Good job by Fasoula to get out of that situation.
Good look by Love, and a foul call will put Newbie at the stripe to shoot two. And you talk about physicality. This game has been extremely physical.
Yeah, every time players are going up to the rim, they're coming down with grimacing faces, holding on to some parts of their body. This is the part a lot of young players, fans, they don't see this. These players are performing through pain. They're going to go to class tomorrow through pain. She's probably going to spend the majority of her time out of class tomorrow in the training room, just trying to work through whatever she's dealing with right there.
Well, the foul was called against Tamari Key. That's her third. So that's a developing storyline in this one. Newbie at 59% at the line this season. Don't forget, coming up tonight, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, over on ESPN, we'll have the debut of D. Wade, Life Unexpected. The ESPN Films' deeply personal documentary that chronicles Dwayne Wade's experiences on and off the court leading up to his final season in the association. Unprecedented behind-the-scenes look at his life with never-before-seen footage from his childhood days. All the way back to Chicago, to Marquette, Miami, and everything in between. That's coming up tonight.
And Vandy's had so many injuries this year, and now dealing with what looks like to be a developing injury with Akira Levy.
Love has 2 points.
Excuse me.
Leading scorer for Vanderbilt. 10 to shoot, a chance to tie or take the lead. And Hall traveled. Turnover number 15 for the Commodores.
Those are tough, Roy, because it's unforced turnovers. That's a great possession you could have given yourself to potentially tie up or take the lead in this game.
Horston held in check in our second half. She is scoreless in our first 9 minutes. Burrell forced it up and put it in.
She's got quick creativity off the bounce. I like how she can really change the angle of that shot. You saw Fasoula stand step for step with her, but she found a little space, or Fasoula, I should say. She found a little space to get her shot off.
Lady Vols back in their 2-3 zone. Under a minute to go in the third. Carter outside to Love, has 1 field goal, make it 2, and that was a big one.
Impressed on that possession from Vanderbilt. I really felt like they were going to just settle for a shot. Instead, Coy Love got the ball back. It worked in for a very close range shot. Smart move by the freshman.
6-second differential between the clocks as Burrell was off the mark. Davis gets it back.
Good pass. McCoy.
Davis right at her season average of 18. Shot clock is off. A chance to make it a 1-possession game. Skip pass. Lily Carter. Big miss at the buzzer. But a good one in Knoxville. A 4-point affair. 10 to play.
Now the fourth quarter.
4-point contest. 10 minutes to play. Tennessee's on the bubble. One of the last teams in the field as it stands now. A loss detrimental on the resume. And Vanderbilt turns it over again to start the fourth quarter.
So I'm going to guess that head coach Kelly Harper had a very spirited conversation with her ladies coming into this fourth quarter, because the way they jumped out defensively was as if somebody said, your tournament lives are on the line in this quarter. You don't play hard, we're not going.
And it just may be that simple. The remaining games on the schedule don't afford you an opportunity to lose today or really any of those other contests.
They sure don't. That is a 3-time NCAA champion as your head coach. So if she tells you to play harder, man, I'm doing whatever Coach Harper says.
Burrell, baseline. Count it.
Smooth.
Burrell has 7. Her third field goal. Tennessee resume, not bad, but not great. Best win against LSU. And in search, perhaps, of a couple of more quality victories against highly rated RPI teams down the stretch, and maybe coming in the SEC tournament.
We'll take a look at their record. Still above 500 in the SEC, but it's just, you look at the win-loss record versus the RPI top 25, have not won a game. That's what's hurt them the worst. And as we said before, their remaining schedule won't help them to get the wins, but it can definitely hurt them.
Lead is 6. Lady Vols out of their motion set. Davis sent that one out of bounds. 11 turnovers for Tennessee. All right, so a 6-point game. I think if you would have told Stephanie White prior to tip, you're going to have a chance here with this working margin to start the fourth quarter, she probably would take it. What do they have to do now to regain the lead and truly have an opportunity?
Well, stop with the unforced turnovers. That's number one. And that's not necessarily unforced, but the last 2 possessions have been straight turnovers for Vandy. I mean, it's stating the obvious, but you can't win the game if you can't even take a shot.
Horston still scoreless in the second half. Assengill gets it.
Nice ball movement from Tennessee. Totally confusing Vanderbilt's defense there.
Hall, Fasoula ahead. Off glass, and it's a 4-point game.
What a great catch in traffic there. You're talking about a post player, 6'5", and Fasoula able to run the floor and finish. And still directing the young players now, Coy Love, of where to be.
Great dime drop by Chelsea Hall as well.
Yes.
Lady Vols turn it over again. Fasoula has 18. Hall with 15 to pace Vanderbilt.
And that's the thing is Tennessee will turn the ball over. We've seen that. We've seen Vanderbilt be able to strip just straight ball guard to guard, guarding closely. So they can get some easy possessions and some baskets if they just continue to do that. A little extra activity going on down low in the post.
And Fasoula having a smile with Michael McConnell. Baseline official. There's a spin. Horston came up short. Love with a rebound. Cambridge. It certainly has an SEC tournament / March feel to it.
This is very grindy is what it feels like right now in this fourth quarter. You get teams, this has been a very physical game. A lot of players ended up on the floor, grabbing at their sides, at their shoulders. And so trying to find just any easy basket you can get right now is tough. This is a mindset game right now. This fourth quarter, all about your mental toughness.
Not buying what you're selling. Cambridge.
Double up.
Off glass, and the runner is good.
She's made some incredibly acrobatic shots today.
She's got 8. The lead is 2. And you can feel the tension mounting in this arena right now, Brooke.
Sure can.
Burrell. Up and in. She's got 9.
She's been a solid, consistent answer when they needed a score. Even the times where the shots haven't gone in, her shot selection has been very good, and nothing's been off all that much. So I really like Burrell in the lineup.
Carter. Good take, well short. 19 on the shot clock.
Look at the way Burrell cuts on your screen. You see her at the top. Just get behind the defense, give herself some room. Now, she did have the option to dump it off to McCoy, but instead did finish the play herself. And that's what I love about watching basketball players develop. It's not the one-on-one, let me take you off the dribble, step back jump shot. It's let me see if I can beat my defender off the dribble and without the ball.
Hall left open. From the corner from downtown, and the lead is 1 point. Chelsea Hall with 18.
How quiet is this arena right now? They are holding their breath saying, Lady Vols.
Davis, in and out, and the rebound to Love. Tennessee once led in this one 32-18.
Tennessee coming with some pressure now, trying to double and get the steal. How does Vandy respond to it? Well, with the left hand, come on, Coy.
Vanderbilt leads it 56-55.
It's a big possession now, Roy, for Tennessee. I think they got to get the ball in the hands to Davis or Burrell. They've been your producers.
Burrell off the mark. The rebound to Chelsea Hall.
Well, Kelly Harper may want to consider putting some of her bigs back in the game. I think Tamari Key was a good defender to have in there. She needs her in the post. Just for possessions like that to force Vandy to go back outside.
Hall left wide open, couldn't finish. And Horston was fouled over the back.
Yeah, that's a silly one right there. Autumn Newby getting excited And a good rebounder for this team. She's had 4 games with 10 or more boards, so just trying to keep that possession alive. And a frustration foul. Coach White will take her out for a moment to think about it.
Her 4th personal. Newbie heads to the bench. The junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, leading rebounder for Vandy. And a tough matchup today against this Tennessee team. It's one of the tallest in the SEC. Lady Vols offense has been stagnant this entire 4th quarter.
Now Burrell was posted up for a minute. She wanted the ball bad. Got in that mismatch down low.
Kushkitawa, big shot from 15.
That was solid. Good job by Kushkitawa to stay present and to stay calm, just to catch it and shoot it. That was just a quick reaction. Coach Harper asking this crowd to get on their feet.
And continuing to wave her arms in the air. Carter had it stolen by Davis.
Big time steal from Davis there.
19 turnovers for the Commodores. Massengill in transition. Her first points of the game.
Here you go, Coach Harper's getting them off their feet again. She's got the most energy of anybody on the floor. Her players going to soak that up.
Chelsea Hall probing. Short. Davis, another rebound.
Burrell lost the shoe right now. Burrell running down the floor. You see her bottom left side of your screen trying to put it in.
Still a 1-possession game, approaching 4 to play. Burrell fouled. And one!
What? And helps the cheerleader up. So in 1 possession, you put your shoe on, you get an and one, you knock over a cheerleader, and you pick her back up. Yes, I would say it is great to be a Lady Vol under those circumstances. Getting the and one, get your team up.
5-point lead for the Lady Vols. Burrell at the line trying to complete the good old-fashioned 3-point play. Vanderbilt, if you're just tuning in, led by a point 60 seconds ago, and now the Lady Vols get it back. Kushkitawa!
Wow, great job by Kushkitawa to maintain her strength underneath the rim, going up against Fasoula, who's doing everything she could to push Kushkitawa out of the paint.
An 8-0 run for Tennessee. Cambridge. Elbow J.
Wow, almost like a floating standstill jump shot there. It was nice.
It was a throwback.
It was very, very teardroppy looking from Cambridge.
Lead is back to 5. Massengill off the mark. Vanderbilt will not go away in this one. Chelsea Hall. And the plot thickens even more. Back to a 1-possession game.
Gotta pay attention to the person with the ball. I mean, that's got to be the first thing. But great recognition by Chelsea Hall to see that nobody was picking her up. The guards were late to get back, so she attacked.
Hall has 20. Vandy needs one more stop. Commodores have won once in this building, and it came last year. 5 on the shot clock. Davis.
Tough rebound.
It'll stay with the Lady Vols.
Burrell showing that fight. That's the dog that they need in this game. Love to see her come in from the weak side and go after that possession.
Now the shoes back on, the cheerleaders on her feet. Ball's in the bucket, and Burrell working extremely hard in these final 10 minutes. Big possession. Burrell took a shot and will shoot 2. And Newby can't believe it. If that's her, that's number 5.
Yeah, Newby's gone. Tough defense, and also Burrell got away with an elbow there. You saw that left elbow go up. Would have been, certainly inadvertent, just trying to get herself open for the play, but had that made contact.
I think that's what Stephanie White was talking to Michael McConnell about. We've seen a lot of this action today, Brooke.
Yeah, see your left elbow there. Oof, oof. That's pretty high. I'm thinking about if I'm driving, I'm typically not pulling my elbow up that high, but hey, either way, right? Newby's out of the game. That's a big-time possession for Tennessee. Burrell getting herself to the line. We talked about her game today. She's just been awesome. Only 11 points, but you feel the impact. She's had 8 boards, 11 points, and a couple of steals.
1 of 2 at the line. First time Newby has fouled out this season. Here's Chelsea Hall. Just 1 point away from her season high of 21. She'll get it back. Chelsea Hall. Cambridge. Plenty of time on the shot clock. She was bottled up and fouled. And the first foul in this fourth quarter called against Tennessee.
Horsted walking like she might have tweaked something as well.
Second foul called against the freshman Jordan Horston, who's been scoreless in this second half after pouring in 14 in our first 20 minutes. Cambridge 71% at the line. She'll get 1 more. And don't forget SportsCenter coming up later tonight, 11 Eastern, inside the Celtics-Lakers rivalry, plus one-on-one with D. Wade. And the impact, the miracle on ice 40 years later. SportsCenter tonight, 11 o'clock on ESPN, also the ESPN app. 64-61. Lady Vols tournament hopes on the line in these final 2 minutes. Horston had it poked away. 9 to shoot. The freshman gets it back. And an offensive foul. Fasoula draws the charge against Davis.
My goodness, what a play. You felt like Tennessee had the momentum, they had the numbers, but Fasoula, watch her step up and take this charge. Wow, terrific job. Outside of the charge circle, gets the contact and falls down at 6'5". That's a big deal.
And that was Horston that came crashing down to pick up the personal. And now a timeout called by Stephanie White, not liking how that possession started. So a lot in play in our final 95 seconds, Brooke. Tennessee listed as an 11 seed. Charlie Cream's latest bracketology update. Building the culture, rebranding the program, trying to get it to the next level. A win today would certainly be a big step in that direction. So out of the timeout, here we go. Coy Love, leading scorer, up and under and count it.
Weave, wow. What a great play out of the timeout. Stephanie White understanding where the ball needs to go, and Coy Love with a terrific attack.
Fourth leading freshman scorer in the SEC, Coy Love, 8 points today. Inside, Davis off the mark. Kushkinawa in a tie-up. Arrow favors Vanderbilt. And here we go, 1:04 to play, and Vanderbilt has a chance to regain the lead.
That was a huge possession. It felt like Kushkinawa had a chance to grab that and put it back up, but the Vanderbilt players, they've been stingy on the boards. Tennessee, a good rebounding team, but Vandy only down 4 on the boards.
Fasoula now with another double-double. Wide open look from the corner. Oh, and Hall would love to have that one back. Horston, in transition, her first points of the second half. 46 seconds remaining, and the Lady Vols will call a timeout.
Get yourself to the line, or you get a layup, and then you've got plenty of time to defend, and you don't have to force foul shots.
Our man Charlie Cream telling us right now, a Tennessee loss moves the Lady Vols out of the tournament, among the first 4 teams out.
And Roy, Vandy only has 3 team fouls in this quarter, so they really don't have much time to waste here. They have to get to the rim.
Cambridge. And now Coy Love. And a foul called in the paint against Davis.
And not a bad strategy for Tennessee. You see, they only have 3 team fouls right now, so they could continue to just muck up the offense for Vanderbilt, not allow them to get into a flow and make them restart it to get a bad shot.
Love tracks it down.
Now you got to go for 3, in my opinion. That's a walk.
And she traveled. Vanderbilt turns it over.
Yeah.
That one was huge.
Not a great possession for Vanderbilt. Cowboys like it.
Well, now you got to play the foul game.
Yeah, you got to do it now. And you
Shot
got to do
clock
it
is
quick.
off.
You only have 3 team fouls. So if you do not get the steal, you better foul immediately. Maybe even before the ball comes in.
Kelly Harper will call a timeout. So now a vastly different. Massengill will trigger. Now credit the Commodores, they have fought hard. And now a turnover. Massengill stepped over the line, I believe, before releasing the basketball in the pass.
It was either that or the ball hit the sideline when she bounced past it to Davis. We'll take another look. Oh,
That's
yeah. That's exactly what happened. Great call and catch by the officials.
That changes everything once
Yeah, it
again.
does.
And now a 3 can tie it. So a 3-point contest here.
Oh. And it looks pretty clear there that the ball did hit the orange part of the paint before coming in bounds.
That's a turnover.
That is a turnover. That's a great look right here. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt.
And Coy Love extending her leg outward, forced Massengill to adjust the pass at the last minute, thus forcing the turnover.
So a bounce pass. We always say it comes down to the little things. Literally a bounce pass inbounds cost you a turnover. That now maybe could extend this game.
Open look for Smith. Short. Fasoula chases it down. Plenty of time. Cambridge.
A little quick on the release from Cambridge there. And 2 good looks. One from Smith, one from Cambridge. Unable to knock him down for Vandy.
Well, for Stephanie White, she's going to go back and look at the 4th quarter film. Chelsea Hall was wide open from downtown at one point. Kaylin Smith, who only has 1 3-pointer all season, just missed that one moments ago.
Yeah.
And then Cambridge, the quick trigger, as you indicated, Brooke. But
That's
the opportunities have been there.
Always little things. You go back to take a look, and Coach Harper wants a timeout. Make sure she understands exactly what her ladies are supposed to do.
All right, so what's she saying at this point?
Well, I mean, to me.
Comes to town on Thursday. Lady Vols will wrap things up next Sunday down on the Plains against Auburn. And the inbounds pass somehow saved by Horston. And Tennessee extremely fortunate there.
Boy, Kelly Harper just lost about 10 years of her life watching that ball go inside. Jordan Horston, thankful she caught a piece of it. Whew. This is I'm stressed out. I'm not even coaching here.
Quick foul.
Both teams.
And now Tennessee in the bonus. Still got to make your free throws.
That's right.
8.5 seconds remaining, in Massengill will have her first free throw attempts of the game. Well, that look tells you all you need to know from Kelly Harper.
Yeah. That is a coach who has watched hours and hours of game film, who has won 3 NCAA championships, who is a true competitor. Love to see her go up against Stephanie White. They have origins from way back, AAU National Championship type days. These are 2 ladies who are true ultra competitors vanderbilt against each other in one of the best conferences in the league. It's awesome.
1 of 2 for Massengill. It's a 2-possession game. Vanderbilt certainly needs a 3 here, and Hall launches. That'll do it. Tennessee survives at home. 67-63.